リアルバウト餓狼伝説スペシャル
Greetings collectors and welcome to today's retro game review. It's often said that the Sega Saturn did 2D fighting games rather well. From the Street Fighter series to the Marvel Fighters, Vampire Saviors and beyond. There were numerous fighting games in the late 90s. Perhaps some of the best known series are the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters series. Both of these saw outings on the Sega Saturn. Today I've chosen to take a look at Real Bout Special Fatal Fury. Any fighting game collector will almost certainly have played at least one version of the Fatal Fury series. It was the genesis for many memorable characters. Real Bout Special Fatal Fury can be seen as a well-polished edition of the original Fatal Fury. Not yet the juggernaut of the King of Fighters series, but a step up on the previous entries in the series. It takes its lead from the other Real Bout branch of the series and peppers in new characters. For those of you that may be new to the series, the objective of the game is very simple. Select your preferred character and fight through bouts until the opponent is either knocked down or the timer expires. The winner is the fighter with the most health remaining at the end. As with other entries in the series, you will have a range of faster, weaker punches and kicks, and also a range of slower but more powerful moves. On top of this, each character will have their own special moveset and the ability to tie all of these together in a combo system. There are a decent set of fight options to enable you to customise the number of rounds, round length, opponent difficulty, as well as sound and key configurations. From the off, you can play in a variety of modes, such as arcade and original, each with their own take on the gameplay. In truth, it's mainly the scenes between the battles that set the two modes apart. The game opens up with a playable character set of 20. There's a few familiar faces such as Mary and Terry, but also a few of the lesser known fighters from the series. From the start, it's clear that Real Bout Special Fatal Fury is a well-polished piece of gaming. The scenes between the matches are designed to bring a sense of occasion to the fights and really set the mood. The stage settings themselves are gloriously drawn, perhaps a little pixelated by today's standards, but each and every one of them provides a vibrant and believable battle arena. As for the fighting, well, it's first class all the way. Fatal Fury is all about tactics, combos, and knowing when to attempt to land that special move. When under pressure, you can also move back further into the background to avoid oncoming attacks. This opens up an extra dimension in the gameplay. More powerful special moves are charged via the power bar in the bottom of the screen. Special attacks and punches will build this bar until you're ready to unleash devastation on your opponent. SNK really knew what they were doing here. The game is seemingly quite well balanced, although the later boss fights will leave some struggling if they're new to the series. By default, I select the easier difficulty settings when I record footage to ensure that I can grab a range of stages. On the harder difficulty modes though, Real Bout Special Fatal Fury is not just difficult, it's severely punishing. Expect the enemy to dish out massive combos and counter your every move. Come for the legacy of Fatal Fury, but stay for the challenge. As for the physical copy, the game comes well packaged in a standard CD jewel case. The artwork is well presented, but nothing really to shout about. As expected, the game manual is of some help to beginners, as it will help you get familiarised with the main button configurations. So, is Real Bout Special Fatal Fury any good? Well, it's a yes and a no from me. As a standalone game, it's great fun. The graphics are crisp, the moveset's reasonably intuitive, and the audio certainly packs a punch. If I were to pick up this game as a newcomer to the series, I would be more than impressed. If I had to call out an issue with the game though, it's that it can be difficult to see this game as a standalone game. As a successor to the previous Fatal Fury games, it really does deliver. On the other hand though, the King of Fighters successors did manage to top the gaming experience in my opinion. Although reasonably similar to most games in the series, there is nothing to set this entry apart. Other entries in SNK's later King of Fighters series had team battle modes as well as the striker feature. It's not that Real Bout Special Fatal Fury does anything wrong, it delivered exactly what it should for the series at the time. It improved on the standard gameplay, but perhaps lacked the bravery to innovate. For this Japanese Sega Saturn edition of the game, expect to pay around £20 here in the UK or around $25 in the US market. This was a Japanese exclusive, so you will have to import this one. Overall, Real Bout Special Fatal Fury is worth the entry price. It captures the old school Fatal Fury roughness with the enhanced graphics of the Sega Saturn. It's also worth noting that the Sega Saturn version will retain more animation frames by using the expanded memory card. I'm certain that purists will insist that the Neo Geo version of this game is the more authentic experience. Personally though, the Sega Saturn fighting stick more than makes up for the small variations. Real Bout Special Fatal Fury is a game that you should definitely check out if you enjoy other entries in the series. It's about as solid as a fighting game as you can get on the 32-bit systems. Real Bout Special Fatal Fury is fast and fun to play. It's exactly the legacy you would expect from an SNK fighter. Hello again, I hope you enjoyed today's show and thank you for the view. Remember, you can always comment, like, subscribe and find us on the social media sites below. Happy collecting!